We did it, babes! We waited 5 years for this, and it appears that the hype is real. Now, usually when I see articles about some movie being so shocking and so scary and no one can finish it and people are walking out of the theater, I chalk it up to a PR stunt. But when I started seeing articles about people literally crying, puking, and fainting over Terrifier 2, I instantly believed it. I went into this movie mostly blind. Going in, I knew two things. One, there's a kill that rivals the hacksaw scene from the first movie. My prediction was that somebody was getting skinned alive. 2, it's 2.5 hours long. How? Well, we're about to find out. Let's get into Terrifier 2. I'm so excited for this one. So we pick up right where we left off. Terrifier ends with Art strangling the coroner, and Terrifier 2 ends with Art finishing the job. He beats the crap out of this guy, and we get a nice callback to scene 1 of the first movie as Art gouges this guy's eyes out. Well, he gouges one out, and then he wears the other one. He's really going all out with his Mad Eye Moody costume this year. Then he literally rips this man's brain out of his head. Scene 1, brains out. I'm already so in. I love this. Terrifier 2, baby! He steals some medical supplies for his murder bag and some coins so he can do his laundry. Priorities. What an absolute sex symbol. David Howard Thornton's characterization of Art the Clown is brilliant. Head-on crash kills family of 4. He makes a friend at the laundromat and decides to adopt her when she shits blood all over the floor. And then he kills a guy on the way out for the crime of not being able to see his new daughter. This girl, by the way, the little pale girl, horrifying. I love her. She's a great addition to this movie. I love that her ponytail goes through her tiny little hat. This is such a look. So now it's time to meet our protagonist. Her name is Sienna, and she has a brown ponytail, so we know that she can probably fight. That is the official final girl hairstyle. We get to the opening credits as she works on her Halloween costume. She blows out all 13 of her candles. Why does she need so many? There's 3 more little ones over here. Why? She heads downstairs so that we can see how pissed off her mom is all the time. She's like the mom from Malcolm in the Middle with 0 of the comedic timing.
Wait 5 minutes and go get your brother, please.
Her name is Barbara, but I'm gonna call her Lois. She also has a brother named Jonathan who wants to be Art the Clown for Halloween. Relatable. It's relatable. Sienna and Lois tell him how tasteless that is.
You don't see people dressing up as Jeffrey Dahmer.
So... Anyway, Lois is giving Sienna shit for drinking, and Sienna tells Lois that she's worried about Jonathan, and Lois responds by not knowing what a minnow is.
Daddy took you fishing for those minnows or makos.
Minnows.
All the while, Jonathan is up in his room researching Art the Clown. Sienna goes back to making her costume. Jonathan comes in and we get a little bit of backstory. Sienna is going for Halloween as a character that her dead father designed. He was an artist when he was alive. Sienna falls asleep watching TV and we get like one of the best scenes in the whole movie. It's a dream sequence. It's a musical number! Like, could we have shaved a few minutes off the runtime by not having a whole musical number? Yes, but you. I love it.
Drop on by the Clown Cafe. Drop on by the Clown Cafe.
I love it. So, okay, we have the Clown Cafe, we have cereal made out of glass shards and maggots, we have a nun and a homeless man, we have a banjo, and we have Arthur. And he's on his little trike with his little tiny hat. He gives everybody presents, and Sienna's present just so happens to be a beating heart in a box that dissolves into a bubbling soup. Ew. And then Art whips out a Tommy gun and shoots everyone, and they all die except for Sienna and the banjo clown. Call him Nancy Wheeler because this man is always strapped. Anyway, he busts out a flamethrower, sets Banjo Clown on fire, and then as he's coming for Sienna, she reaches into the cereal box for a prize and pulls out her dad's sword. She couldn't have just dumped out the cereal. Just... Whatever. It's a dream. Anyway, she wakes up to her room on fire because her candles burned the angel wings. But wait, we saw her blow out all 47 of her candles earlier. Lois is pissed, but Lois is always pissed, so who cares? The sword survived the fire. That's important.
You know the sword Daddy got me? It was on top of my dresser last night. It's fine. It's not a mark on it.
Look, it's the opening sequence from the first movie. Nice touch. Come through, budget. It looks so good. Jonathan and his friends are poking at a dead possum at school, and then when they get inside, Art throws the possum at Jonathan. Uh-oh. This is one of those movies where I can't tell who's a student and who's a teacher. Ma'am, are you a student or a teacher? Student. Got it. This is Allie. She gets a big moment later on. I won't spoil it until it happens, though.
You guys hear about Monica Brown this morning?
Is this the messy blonde friend? Is this gonna be my favorite character?
Yeah, a little, maybe. I think
What is
so.
it even?
So this is Brooke, and she tells them about how Victoria mauled the reporter. We saw that in the first movie, but this gives Sienna a panic attack.
Jesus, is everyone okay?
Yeah. No, my mom put the flames out in time.
Wow, f***ing Barbara to the rescue. I swear that woman's a superhero.
Look at Terrifier 2 passing the Bechdel test. I'm so proud. Jonathan gets sent home from school because of the possum, and Lois is herself. Sienna and Allie go to a costume shop, and Allie runs smack into Art, but she doesn't have main character energy, so he's gonna go hit on Sienna instead.
I think I left my bag downstairs.
Thanks, girly. Look at him. I'm obsessed with him.
Sir, if you're gonna put that in your mouth, you gotta pay for it.
Cashier has to go in the back to get a bag, and Art starts acting a mess like he always does when he finds a girl he likes, and she checks out and leaves. Art tries to pay for this clown horn that he likes at the costume shop, and we get my favorite trope in the world, the "there's too many weapons in that bag" trope.
Hey!
He doesn't have enough money, so he ends up paying with a bottle and a machete. R.I.P. costume shop cashier. There's a boring conversation between Sienna and Allie in a convenience store, and then this happens.
Go. I'm just gonna stay here the whole time. Come on.
It's such a funny bit. I love him so much. He has my heart. Sienna gets home and we get an info dump from Jonathan.
I saw her today. This exact girl. Only she didn't look human. There's some kind of connection between her, the old carnival, and the Miles County clown.
Also, their dad's sketchbook has drawings of Art and all of his victims from the first movie and articles about the massacre in his sketchbook. The last sketch is of Sienna's character killing Art. Then Lois shows up to ruin the vibe.
Your brother brought a dead animal to school this morning. A dead animal. Calling Dr. Schifrin on Monday. I'm putting a stop to this now. And put your goddamn bowl in the sink.
Then Jonathan tries to warn Sienna that people are probably gonna die tonight. Allie answers the door for a trick-or-treater, and then Arthur rings the doorbell.
I can't give you anything.
Why not?
Oh, no candy for grown-ups.
Why not? She slams the door on him, but then he knocks again, so she throws candy at him. Holy shit, people are putting razor blades in the candy. Sienna puts on a news report that addresses her by name, and then gets into her costume. Allie is also starting to get ready, but she gets interrupted by brutal murder. See, I think we could have cut a few minutes off of the runtime if we had the characters, like, run instead of just f***ing standing there. He chases her up the stairs because this, in our year 2022, we have still not f***ing learned, and this is the scene that has people crying, puking, and fainting. I will demonstrate what he does to her on a paper doll that I made. So he does all of that, and then he starts skinning her alive. And he leaves for a second. He comes back with bleach and salt. And then he does like a this. Ooh. I screamed audibly in my bedroom. I went, ah! Then Allie's mom comes home to the most horrific scene in the whole entire world, and Allie's still alive. she like pops back up and says, Mom! It's so much that it like full circles into being funny is what it is. It's because this is like, it's horrific, but then like, look at him, he's so proud of himself. So that's the scene rivaling the hacksaw, and so I do have thoughts. I think the bedroom kill is more horrific and it goes on for longer and it would hurt a lot more. But I still think that the hacksaw was more shocking. Like, I wasn't ready for the hacksaw. I was ready for whatever was in this movie to be horrific, and that's the difference for me. So now we're in the club with Sienna and Brooke, aka Messy Blonde Friend, aka my favorite character. Oh, and her boyfriend Jeff is here. Boo, bad costume. I hope he dies. Sienna doesn't want to get drunk, and Brooke interprets that as, Please put Molly in my drink. Arthur answers the door for some trick-or-treaters using Allie's mom's head as the bowl. It's hilarious. It's so good. They're all like, ew, it looks real. Jonathan is at home minding his own business when Lois comes in to ruin the vibe. He tries to show her the book, but she rips it up. He calls her a bitch and she slaps him. Healthy. Then he takes off. Lois has a cry over some wine and Xanax, and then she finds her car vandalized. Back at the club, the drugs that Sienna is unaware she took have fully kicked in, but she's having so much fun she can't even be mad at Brooke. So in real life, it's not okay to drug your friends. In movie life, look how much fun she's having. Jonathan stumbles across Art's van and sees the little pale girl. Her eyes are lit up, and somehow, like, the car is, like, projecting what sounds like Lois screaming, so Jonathan heads home. Sienna notices that Lois called, so she calls back to have her vibe ruined.
Are you drunk?
No?
You're killing me. You know that? You and your brother both, I have had.
I love you.
Yeah, Sienna, I am warning you.
No, really, Mom. I love you.
I don't say it enough.
I love you too. Be careful getting home, all right?
Oh, good. A singular moment of humanity from Lois before she gets her entire face shot off by a clown. Sienna is live, laugh, loving, and dancing the night away, and then she sees the little pale girl, which launches her into a panic attack. God, look at Sienna ruining the vibe now. I guess the apple didn't fall far. Jonathan comes home to find his mother at the dinner table. Art comes in to let us know that supper is ready and stuffs some mashed potatoes in her face hole, so yeah, call her Mrs. Potato Head. Art chases Jonathan into his room, knocks him out with a sedative, and now we're in the car with Sienna, Brooke, and Jeff. Brooke isn't too thrilled with Sienna in this moment, which is funny considering she drugged Sienna earlier. Like, what stake do you have right now, girlfriend? Jonathan calls to tell Sienna he's in trouble, but it's the little pale girl. Why didn't she just text her? What a stupid choice that I absolutely love so much. So now they have to go get Jonathan.
It's not like this night can get any worse.
I'm pretty sure it can. So now they have to go get Jonathan from the abandoned carnival. So Sienna's looking around the carnival, and Brooke and Jeff are talking about Sienna, and listen to this.
He had like this giant brain tumor that, I don't know, it just made him do all this fucked up shit. And he was like seeing things, and he got really abusive towards the end, especially towards Sienna. No, one day, he drank a whole bottle of Jack, and he got in his car, and he drove straight into one of those transformer things. And the car caught fire, and he got trapped in the wreck, and he burned to death.
Daddy Arthur. He was an artist. Art. The clown. Sienna tries to call Jonathan, but the service is so bad, so he texts her. What did I just say? He says he's in a haunted attraction called the Terrifier. And she heads off in that direction. Jonathan wakes up inside the fully operational Terrifier, and this isn't a plot hole. This is a testament to how extra Art the Clown is. You know damn well that Art went and dug up the operations manual for this attraction specifically for the sake of pizzazz. I love him. If we're playing Marry Kill with movie slashers, Art is my Mary. Oh, Karen from the PTA didn't like your brownies? Well, now she is a brownie. Jonathan sees the little pale girl mutilating her face. She's just trying some new looks. It's important to let children express themselves. Anyway, Brooke and Jeff are making out and doing drugs, and I was correct about Brooke. She's messy and I love her.
You better say sorry.
I'm sorry.
I don't really know if you can snort this out of an ashtray.
Ashtray?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I won't do it again, I promise.
Are you actually sorry?
Yeah, she's fun. This scene is intertwined with Sierra wandering through the Terrifier, and honestly, this is cool. I want a Terrifier 2 haunted house. Someone please do that. I will travel for it. Anyway, as Sienna is making her way through the maze, Jeff gets out of the car to pee, and Arthur comes up out of nowhere and cuts off his pee-pee. No! Just the tip. Brooke tries to drive off, but tips McGee as the keys, so she has no choice but to kick Art in the face and take off on foot. Good thing she's literally screaming so f***ing loud the whole time she's trying to escape. Messy. messy. Oh, hell yeah, here we go. Cat and mouse, cat and mouse, cat and mouse. God damn it, Brooke. Sienna wanders through the Terrifier a little more, and cat and mouse, cat and mouse. So as we can see, she has run into a dead end. God damn it, Brooke. She grabs a piece of wood, but instead of even trying to hit him with it, she just panics, and then Art throws acid in her face. Call that girl Powerpuff, because bubbles. Anyway, he cuts off her leg, busts her chest open, takes a bite out of her heart, and throws some organs around. Sienna finds her, and she's about to learn the same lesson as Vicky in the first movie about not sitting and crying because Arthur is gonna come beat the ever-loving crap out of you. Luckily, this time both siblings are alive at the same time, and Art, looking over at Jonathan, gives Sienna the 2 seconds she needs to think of something. She tells Jonathan to run, and then she hits Art with the wood plank, which doesn't go especially well because he kicks the crap out of her, just like we thought, for a while, and then he leaves to go find Jonathan. Do you notice how he's not just killing her like he kills everybody else? I think it's because he's her f***ing dad. I'm so convinced. So Sienna gets back up, and we start the section of the film that I like to call Art and Sienna both won't f***ing die. So Art catches up to Jonathan and starts slashing him with a scalpel. Sienna stabs him in the back of the head with this, like, homemade medieval mace. What is this? Well, whatever it is, it doesn't f***ing kill him. Sienna and Jonathan have a conversation inside of the Terrifier instead of getting the f*** out of the Terrifier. Art catches Jonathan and starts beating him with scalpels on his stick! Scalpels on his stick is my favorite Art the Clown weapon. You know, the one that's literally just like scalpels and keys tied to a stick. I was so hoping they would bring back scalpels on his stick. This movie really has it all, I tell you what. Sienna comes in, and then she starts getting beat with scalpels on his stick. Art throws her clean across the room and goes back to hitting Jonathan with scalpels on his stick. Sienna then jumps on top of Jonathan so that she's the only one getting beat with scalpels on his stick. Then she takes the scalpels on his stick from Art and starts beating him with scalpels on his stick. I love all the scalpels on a stick representation. Then she grabs part of the fence and stabs him through the head with it, and he doesn't die. He starts to strangle Sienna, but then Jonathan wrestles the gun out of his pant leg and shoots him, and he doesn't die. Sienna wakes up and her mom is there, but psych, it's just a spooky clown in a mom costume. She runs to Jonathan, and Art throws her through the floor, stabs her, twists the sword, throws her into a hole in the ground, and she doesn't die. She wakes up in a dunk tank with the cast from her dream sequence, and we get a reprise of the Clown Cafe song. Drop on by the Clown Cafe. Sienna drowns, but she doesn't die because her dad's sword starts glowing and gives her gills or something. Meanwhile, Art is getting irritated that Jonathan won't wake up, which is pretty funny. Sienna crawls back out of the hole just as Art is starting to eat Jonathan. He just needed a little snack. And she cuts his head off. She's so cool. I really like her. Now, Art literally cannot die, as far as we know. But this at least slows him down enough for them to get out of there. The little pale girl picks up his head and is just kind of walking around with it, and her eyes are glowing. And Sienna and Jonathan finally get out of the Terrifier, and that's the end of the movie. I really hope you guys liked this video, and oh, no, there's an end credits scene. We're in the hospital with Victoria, and she gives birth to just Art's head. I'm guessing the rest of him is on its way out, but I think it's important to know that her eyes are glowing just like the little pale girl's eyes were glowing, just like how Art's eyes were glowing in The Ninth Circle, which is part of All Hallows Eve, which you don't have to watch unless you're really interested in Art the Clown. That's like kind of the only reason I would say to watch it. I'm guessing that the glowing eyes are like a, I don't know, like a bat signal or something. Also, apparently Victoria's been singing the Clown Cafe song all day, so that's also worth noting. That's gotta be how he's like getting into people's heads, right? I'm so glad we have things to speculate about now, because with the first movie, there wasn't a ton to speculate about, but now with this one, like, there are a lot of puzzle pieces all over the place that I'm really hoping will come together in the third movie. And that's Terrifier 2. So quite frankly, I loved that. Because the first movie was basically just a showcase of like, here's this guy, and like, here's all the gross practical effects that we can do. And this movie was also that, but with a story to it. Yeah, I'm so excited for the third one. Oh, also, so I think that Art the Clown is possessing their dad, and that he can kind of fight it a little, but not quite enough, and that's why he won't just like straight up kill his kids, but he'll kill everyone else. and why he just like shot the mom in the face instead of torturing her brutally. Like, what do you guys think? Is that a good theory? That's my theory as of right now. Let me know about yours. Also, if you guys have any ideas for movies I should review next, like just going with the flow over here. I might like totally break genre next time and do something that's not horror. I don't know. Unless you guys want me to cover something, let me know. Let me know. Let me know.